Everybody, thanks for checking out the Chris Gethard Show podcast. It's really cool that you're checking this out.
We're about to do, I think, the dumbest show we've done in years.
His life would be trashed! And you better believe I'm trashed.
We are scrappy trash people.
What's the point of this show? I just turned it on.
We've always been with this show.
We've always been trash people. We will always be trash people.
It's true.
This doesn't feel real.
Oh, what's that? We're live?
That's
I was
true.
just drinking tea with this coaster in this totally natural way to drink tea with a coaster.
What a great coaster. Look at that coaster. That
wow.
beautiful 3D printed coaster.
3D printed coaster. Not signed on the back, but it just seems like something Alice Forever Cemetery would do.
I don't know why I think so.
Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my God. This is an Alice Forever Cemetery original. She was just showing them off in private chat and was like, just send me your address if you want one. So I sent her our address. She now has our address and is the keeper of that.
There's also a Planet Scum coaster hidden in the background. If you
hidden in the background.
See it, let me know.
There's also a cat.
Hidden off camera because he's helpful and cares about production value.
And live from my grandmother's basement, we're the Trash People. I'm Emily Pineapple.
And I'm Forrest, keeper of the Canon.
And every week we talk about something related to the world of Planet Scum and its community. Right, Offbeat Valerie? He's being a very good helper right now.
It's true, you found it. It's
you
right
found
up
it.
above my head.
You found it, Lindsay.
Oh, good question, Blogtoven. And no. As far as I know, at least, no.
She could have.
I can't rule it out, though.
She could have. I have a feeling she's in Southern California, and I did find this guy in Southern California.
That is a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
And she's definitely older than him.
I mean, he's not that old.
He's like 10. Everyone, I'm so fucking stoked for today. And you all should be too. Y'all really should be because it's the best time. We're going to have the best time. We're going to have a really, really good time.
Great time.
I think that this time that we're going to spend together is probably going to be the best time that anyone can access ever. That's right, Stephen Premel. It's Susie's time.
Hi.
Heck, yes, welcome, Susie. Today we are talking to Susie about her incredible musical career with Celery Teeth, the incredible band. We are going to be doing this. Susie's going to be playing songs for us, and then I am going to dump all of my curiosity out upon her for answers, and then we're going to hear more songs, and then we're going to chat about them, and then we're going to hear more songs and chat about them. So we're so excited to have you here. These songs are going to be much like Susie, absolutely gorgeous, filled with depth and emotion. And they're songs concerning family stuff, dysphoria, sadness, all the things you want to put into a song. So if today you're like, wow, I cannot do a cup of tea of that. I can't. It's not on my plate for today. Then we invite you to come back and watch it when it is, if it ever is. But be aware, that's what's coming your way. And I am so friggin' excited. Susie, introduce us to yourself. How would you describe yourself as a musician, as a comedian, as an artist? And then I want to hear about Celery Teeth, and then I want to hear a song.
Okay. Hi, I'm Susie. I don't know. I feel like a lot of my work is in one way or another about being trans, or that informs it somehow. Just because, like, it kind of has to, you know, it's part of, like, the way I view the world. And so definitely, like, I don't know, I would say my comedy is a lot more confrontational.
I think you described it as confrontation or aggressive improv.
Yeah, and that's pretty accurate. I like to kind of be very angry and provocative and just like I like harassing people. I like bullying people as a comedian. I would say as a musician, it's very much different in that like I'm trying to be confrontational by being just like open and like honest and like very like plain spoken. It's definitely, it's really interesting to me having now sort of explored other forms of writing. I actually have been like writing songs again lately for the first time in a while. Ooh. And it's definitely like a much different voice than even like my poetry, which surprised me. Like I figured my poetry and my songwriting would be the same, and they're different. And that's something I'm excited to explore.
Poetry is something the hell else. Can I just say, I have never heard poetry like yours.
Thank you. That's
Truly.
that's very sweet. Yeah, I mean, it's all definitely about, most of my art is about how can I rip people off without anyone being able to tell that that's what I'm doing.
Can I share an anecdote from yesterday? I'm not a music person, but I've been known to write ditties. I spent a non-insignificant amount of time writing a ditty. I was quite proud of it. It was very funny, and I had this tune in my head, and I'm thinking, I know this is from somewhere. I need to find where it is. I do all this research. I cannot find this song anywhere. I'm like, wait, am I just a genius? Did I just come up with this really catchy tune? I sing it to Forrest, and guess what it is?
Hey Y'all by Outkast.
Yo!
That would also be great.
Better. But it was the Sandwich Night song.
Yeah, it was. I wish that it was Sandwich Night. I wish that it was Sandwich Night.
Yeah. So,
I do that a lot, and I have to make sure, I have to be really careful about it. I generally, if something like that pops into my head, I take like a minute or two to just really sit there with it and just be like, is this just another song stuck in my head? And you know, sometimes it is, and you've just got to hope nobody notices.
I love that. So you're telling me you're trying to rip people off without, ripping them off too much, which is the nature of art.
Yeah.
I believe. Who are your inspirations? Who are the people or things, collectives, emotions that you are ripping off?
Sure.
Transforming through your personal lens.
Yeah, I spent a summer crying to the hotel year, and so that was definitely a big one for me. Just like a lot of like emo bands like that. The band Pile was a big inspiration for me. And a lot of bands like in that similar scene. It's I'm trying to think, like Pavement. I would basically just like read Pitchfork all the time. And usually the nature of Pitchfork reviews is that they'll name check like 5 other bands in the review. And so I would read the review for one band I was interested in and come out of it with like 6 bands to look up. And so I would usually just kind of like follow that path. And eventually it would land me on, these bands that I really like latched onto and listened to a lot. And luckily for me, a lot of people I know hadn't listened to those bands. And so they thought that what I was doing was like just super like out there. When like to me, I just feel like I'm ripping people off. But I want to give myself credit. Because I feel like I try and write like other people, and it just inevitably comes out sounding like myself, and that's something that's really nice.
That is how I would describe your work. I think I was describing that to Forrest, that the things that I see from you, the improv, the jokes, the everything that comes out of you is something I have never seen anywhere else. Would never imagine anything else. Even if it's similar to other stuff, it goes through a Susie filter, and no one can predict what will come out the other side.
Including what Chillhouse put it out in the chat, your great Alvin and the Chipmunks joke.
Yeah, Chillhouse, I'm gonna dox Chillhouse. That's a friend of mine from an improv troupe.
Oh, hi Chillhouse.
Welcome. Excited to hear your girl do some awesome shit? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So Susie, tell us about Celery Teeth and your life in bands. Is this your first band? Tell us the story.
Okay. I wanted to be a guitarist since I was like a child. I got really into Weezer and was like, hey, I'm going to play guitar now. And so this was when I was 5 years old, I got a guitar. And then I refused to take lessons. I was like, I can teach myself. And I did not. And so finally, when I was around 12, I started taking lessons. And then I started playing in like church bands and school bands and those kinds of things. The first band I started by myself was called like No Rays, and it was me, and I was on bass and my friend was on guitar, and it was literally just a pun off of a name I was using at the time. And then the second band I started was Celery Teeth.
Oh, cool.
I met the keyboardist of Celery Teeth at a theater camp, and we figured out that we were going to be at the same residential high school the next year. And so at the time, what we would do is go outside at night, and I would play guitar and sing, and she would play violin. And we would just do that. Like,
That's so punk rock.
Yeah.
yeah. There's, I don't know if I still have it anywhere, but someone recorded us out there one night and like pressed like 3 or 4 CDs of it and like gave them to me and the keyboardist and like a
cool.
teacher or something. And I hope I still have it somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is.
That's incredible. So you
Yeah.
were playing for other students, or could they just hear you?
They could just hear us. We were just
love
playing for
that.
ourselves.
Yes.
And then people would just stop by and listen, and then like a lot of people would just like walk around at night. And so like they would just like walk by. Although we shared a campus with a college, and one night someone came out there and screamed at me to be quiet.
What were they studying or something? Like,
Yeah,
that's
they
so
were.
fucking important.
Yeah, so that continued. She graduated before I did. It was just kind of there for a while. Then we ended up at the same college. In the summers, in between like high school and college, I played shows as Celery Teeth with this guy I knew from church band. And then I moved. We found another drummer. He left. We found another drummer. We spent a year, played one show. He left. We spent about another year and a half trying to find a drummer. And then we finally, it's not even like I didn't just meet him. I've known the drummer of Celery Teeth since I was 3 years old.
Wow.
And I just like hadn't wanted to ask him that whole time. And so then I finally decided to kind of like, just feel like, okay, like I want to give this person a chance. I want to be open to them. I want to see where this goes. Our bassist I met at a party, and I thought he had cool hair. And so I convinced him to let me play bass in his band. And then his band never really happened. And I wanted to play in a band with him. And so I asked him to play bass on my band. And he had never played bass before. For the first few months, he was borrowing my bass. He still uses my amp whenever we play shows. So, yeah, I just kind of pulled him into it because I wanted to hang out with him.
I love that.
And, yeah, the songs, at this point, everyone has kind of, like, put themselves into the songs. And so it feels wrong to really claim them as mine. Mm-hmm. But I definitely wrote like the core of the songs like myself between the ages of like 16 to 19.
Nice.
And then I've just been coasting on that since.
Heck
Yeah.
yes. Oh my God. Iteration is the key to brilliance. That is what I have decided. I don't know if it's true, and I don't care if it's true, because it's what's happening. Susie, what song do you have for us first? Let's hear some of this brilliance.
Yeah. I've got a couple of songs. This first song is called Pyrrhic Victories. That's a big fancy word. And I can play this song and then talk about what it means later.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's make our phone.
I watch with the sparkling eyes of someone witnessing beauty for the last time. Cut to black and cue the curtain. Wrap my corpse in velvet and let me float on silver screens. Throw me in the ocean and let my memories cease to be. And what is victory if it means losing you? What else can I offer? What else can I do? Ooh. I watch with starlit eyes all the street lamps marking my stride on a Greyhound bus from Tupelo to Memphis. Laughter posters on the poles bank on someone recognizing me. Sob into your pillow and let it sponge your memories. And what is victory if it means losing you? What else can I offer? What else can I do? These dreams of leaving you, I know it's so vampiric what we do to one another, and it's true that I'm sick of wasting time. Whatever victories we win, they're Pyrrhic till the very end. Thank you.
Where is my audience track when I need one? Oh my gosh, Susie.
That was so good.
That
you.
line, the like their eyes sparkling like they're looking at beauty for the last time. That's butchering of the line. But that fucking hit me like a train. Susie, tell me everything about this song.
So this song was kind of written about, I guess, a familial relationship in my life where I just felt like nobody was really winning from like anything. Like, I don't know, it just felt very like sad all around. And like I certainly wasn't enjoying myself, and I was definitely like holding off pursuing my own happiness, namely like transitioning, for the sake of like trying to like appease this relationship. And I was like, oh, like that doesn't like work like that. And so this song was kind of like me working through that. I think I wrote it, I don't know quite when I wrote it. I think I wrote it sometime my freshman year of college, just based on, I came up at the time with like my own tunings for the guitar. And so that was one that I don't think I really came up with until I was like either my freshman year of college or like the summer after.
Tell me about your own tunings of the guitar. Because is that why whenever you're doing a thing, I'm like, I've never heard anything like this before. Like, it's perfect. And I've never heard anything like this before. Am I wrong? Have I just not heard things? But your own tunings of guitar, what does that mean? I literally just learned what chords are yesterday on GarageBand. So I could not tell you what it looks like. Tell me.
So what it usually looked like for me was essentially just tuning the guitar so that like if you just hit all of the strings, it would be a chord.
Ooh.
And I would kind of like, I never really knew what chord it was. That was not in the consideration. It was mostly just like me. I would sit there with my tuner and just kind of like, what Chillhouse just put in the chat is right. You will never be able to play my guitar. I would just sit there with a tuner and like just keep playing and like trying to find notes that like sounded good together. And then whenever I did, I would just be like, okay, well now how do I do this? Like, how do I play in this? 'Cause like usually, you know, if I want to sound like that one chord that I've tuned it to, then like great. But if I'm trying to find like different chord sounds, then I have to sit there and like figure out how to do that and how to make those shapes and what they are. And so that's definitely the case with that song. Like a lot of those chords are pretty basic. It's just that like the way they're arranged on the guitar is different than how they might normally be.
Oh my God, that's like Jimi Hendrix and his left-handed guitar. But like, I love that. I love the idea of a personal instrument.
Yeah.
First off, it feels very D&D to me. Like, you would be like the bard with the guitar that like no one else can play because it's magic. But also, tell me about, you said the name of the song, which of course I have forgotten.
Pyrrhic Victory?
Pyrrhic Victory.
Pyrrhic Victory?
Yeah,
Tell me what
Pyrrhic.
it
So
means.
the,
Victory.
the way you spell that word, it's Pyrrhic. And
yes.
it's basically, it's like a situation where like, you know, whoever wins is still basically like encountering like a lot of losses, you know? And so like, it's barely even like it's not really a kind of like victory. Yeah.
Was he the guy who got boiled by his daughters? Or the one who had all of his food eaten by those crow creatures? Harpies? Am I wrong? Am I completely off?
You may be on base. I don't think I know what you're talking about now.
I feel like it comes from a myth?
It's
Nope.
King Pyrrhus of Epirus, whose army suffered irreplaceable casualties in defeating the Romans.
Oh, so it's something super boring. just fucking war like everything else. Thank you so much, Alice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, thanks, Alice.
Thank you, Alice.
I love that. I love that. Tell me about playing this song, performing this song. How does it feel to sort of access those emotions? And have you played this for your family? Is that something that you would think about? Because keeping art from your family is something that I feel like I'm starting to come up against, as well as like a lot of people. I'll like hear sets and I'm like, gosh, I'm really glad that your mom can't hear this. How do you do it? Because I do things where I'm like, my mom can't find this.
The people that this song is about have heard this song. Like, they've just been at the show, and I'm just like, this song rips. Yeah. I'm still gonna do it. And so usually for a long time, I just like wouldn't project my vocals at concerts. I would just sing like really quietly. Or like I would change up the words on the spot, so they'd be like maybe like a little less like identifiable as to what exactly it was. But I mean, the lyrics I just sang are what's gonna be on the record, so you know, I'm committing it to recording.
Oh my gosh. Is it scary? Is it something that you think you'll like talk to your family beforehand, or is it just like, this is art, like I don't even know if they're gonna find it or not? Like, it's terrifying. Not that specific.
It's really scary, but it's also just like, I don't know, I deserve to express myself.
You absolutely do.
And
like,
so,
your experience belongs to you to do with what you will.
Yeah, and definitely, like, I think my relationship with that has changed over time, you know? Like, maybe if you asked me, like, right after I wrote the song, if I would perform that song live, like, maybe not. But I think, as is the case with a lot of these songs, you know, I see myself. I can tell this was written by, like, me, but it's also, like, I feel like a very different person than the person who wrote these songs. And so it's interesting to go back to them and kind of inhabit those emotions again.
Wow, I love that. I love, that's something I love about looking at old sketchbooks and diaries, because I'm like, wow, I was actually pretty good at this. I'm just going to rip myself off real quick. Like, I thought I was fucking awful. I was fantastic. Mine. And it does kind of feel like ripping someone off, but that person is you. So it's like, what is the self? Susie, is there anything else you want to share with us about this song? And or are we ready for the next song? Or do you want something to chat about while you retune the guitar?
We need something to chat about while I retune the guitar. I have a couple different tunings I use. We can talk about something I think is fun. Another thing that makes this sound different, I tune my guitar way down.
What's that mean? Like, super loose strings, or?
Yeah. So, like, usually guitars are tuned to E standard, which is, I don't know who came up with it, whatever. I tune to C standard, which is lower than that.
That's what my guitar, that's what my garage band is on. I was just fucking around and I'm like, I play piano. This is wrong. It needs to be.
Yeah. C just sounds so much like nicer in my opinion. Like, I think it just fits things way better. There aren't too many strings I need to change. So, you know what? I don't know. This is your show. What do we do?
What do we do? You know what we'll do, Susie? I'm going to pull a card. And so that you can concentrate on that, and I will talk, and it will be a vibe. I'm just going to take vibe checks, single cards, and it's going to be beautiful. This is the glorious Planet Scum Tarot deck. That's right, designed by Stephen Premel. And look at that, the law. That's so interesting because the law represents a change of perspective as well as authority. Now, we have two things to come up with this. We have the person who's hanging upside down, seeing the world from a new point of view, but we also have this person who represents the law. Like he is a bailiff. He is the man. And even though he has this change of perspective, he has, you know, the inspiration that you can see from his halo. He's still tied up. He can't get down. He's still stuck in the system that he got himself into. Because that's sort of the thing about the law. Like, you're not born a cop. You're not born a cop. My dad wasn't born a cop. He was born a person who sells cocaine and then somehow became a cop. Because that's how the fucking system works, okay? Don't let... I mean, everyone knows ACAB now, but, like, seriously, ACAB.
I don't know why that gets me every time you reference it.
Because he's a cocaine-selling cop. Like, I don't know if he sold cocaine while he was a cop. Presumably not. Because why would you? You're a cop. You can just take it.
Allegedly.
This is the man who would, like... drive my bubby home through San Francisco with the siren on the whole time. Like, God knows what he was up to.
God.
Right? Emily's dad, the cocaine-selling cop. I've told my mom that story like 5 times, and every time she's like, what, really? I'm like, Mom, I've told you this. Like, Dear Susie, do you have another song for us?
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Fuck yeah.
Speaking of cocaine, this song's called Stephen King.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. As I saw you put your arm around him, I realized I came into your life. God damn it. I'm gonna restart that one because those aren't the words.
Beautiful.
As I saw you put your arm around him, I realized I came too late into your life to ever be the kind of girl that you'd wanna put your arm around. As we walked on through the parking lot, basking in the glow of the halogen, I saw in your eyes that little glimmer that just makes me melt inside. And you were so kind to invite me, and I'm thankful, 'cause otherwise my evening would have been pretty uneventful. But instead I got to see you just one more time, and I could tell I wasn't fully wanted when I sat at the end. But it was so nice just to see you. I don't think I've ever minded anything less. Oh, anything less. I've daydreamed of kissing you, but I know it's not to be. And I think that it's alright, 'cause I'm so excited about all the time that I managed to spend with you. Knew it's all that I could do. I hope you end up feeling happy where you're going. King, I'm thinking you. I'll do what I always do. Read Stephen King, I'm thinking of you. I'll do what I always do. Read Stephen King, I'm thinking you. I'll do what I always do. Read Stephen King, I'm thinking of you. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh my fucking god! Susie!
Wow.
Susie, we started headbanging.
Yeah.
Right before he switched to us, he couldn't switch to us because we were just rocking the fuck out. It was impossible not to. Susie!
That was so good.
Tell me about this song and the incredible breakdown of reality just in the middle of it that just induces euphoria.
Oh.
I get really excited playing that song. Hold on.
I could see how excited you were. Also, like, you're fucking feeling it. That song is something the fuck else, right? Oh my god. BBBBR. Because this song is also on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
This song is on Instagram.
So everyone needs to check it out. If you did not hear this, I want to listen to it on repeat. This is going on the album, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, this one's on the album. How could it not be? It's probably our best song. So I wrote that one. I really like a lot of stuff. Like Interpol and like Cloud Nothings, like a lot of bands that do these like 8-minute long like punk songs that just like dissolve. And so I was inspired by that. And that section gets longer every time I play it.
Oh my god, I love that.
Just because I like to do that kind of stuff. The lyrics are about, there was this girl that I had a crush on, and then like I went and saw The Incredibles 2 with her and a bunch of people. And I like realized at the showing that she was like dating someone else. And so I was just like, but also like I hadn't had like a crush on anyone in so long that I was just like, hey, thanks for being here. And so that's kind of what the song is basically. And then the Stephen King references, because I read a lot of Stephen King. I don't as much anymore, but especially at the time, that's like all I would read. And so like literally like that's what I went home and did. Like I was just like gonna like go read Stephen King. And so like that line came into my head, and I wrote it. So yeah.
Oh my god. I'm obsessed. I love a lot of your songs. I'm a real lyrics person. I would consider myself a lyrics person just because I'm like words or whatever. Because I'm not a music person. I don't produce music or have the desire to take the time to learn it. But every time you descend into like a musical masterpiece, especially when you're just like, oh, like,
yeah,
my brain like stops. Like it's all I can think about, because you can really feel the joy and the emotion behind it. Translating that into something that's nonverbal is magnificent. I love that song. I love that breakdown, and I almost felt like crying because I so want to hear it in a fucking club. Like I want to be at a show. I want you to be playing that, and I want to just be jamming the fuck out with a bunch of people. That's like it's like a happy mosh pit song, like the kinds of mosh pits where you're just kind of like, yay, we're all so happy to be here and touching each other.
Yeah, that's basically it, you know? Sometimes a crush is just a nice thing to feel, and then you read a book.
I love that. I love the highlighting so many songs that are about love and affection. They're sort of, I don't know if I'm like comparing things or I'm just not listening. What I love about your thing is that it highlights the emotion of how nice it is sometimes, despite the fact that you don't necessarily get what you want, how nice getting halfway to something is, just the journey, the experience of it. Like, we're in such a final stage culture. We're like, oh, like, what's the product? Like, what's the end stage? And it's like, nah, sometimes it's nice to just have a fucking crush. Like, the feeling is nice. Like, it's nice to experience new things. We're obsessed with getting away from pain. This is what my buddy David sent me the other day, and I'm like, we're like, the culture is obsessed with getting away from pain, and so we're just like shuffling everything down when, like, you know, sometimes it's nice.
Yeah, and I would say also, like, this song is in many ways my rebuttal against a lot of, like, emo and pop punk music, where I feel like it's very, like, I feel like it's always very spiteful towards the other person. Like, I feel like it's always very, you know, especially when it's songs of, like, you dumped me and you suck. Like, I don't know. Like, that's such a shitty thing to hear if you're the other person.
Yeah.
You know? And so, like, I kind of always write, I don't really, like, want to write lyrics that are, like, I don't know, really, like, attacking somebody. And I don't really want to write lyrics that are about, like, attacking myself, although I do sometimes. It's a lot of just, like, I don't know, yeah, trying to still find empathy in a situation.
I love that.
Love that.
That's so stunning. Susie, I'm gonna pull another card.
Okay.
And you're gonna tune your guitar, and I'm gonna think about your song through the lens of The Keeper.
Oh,
Ha 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 ha.
what a great card.
And what a great card, because it's about balance, you know? It's about balance and choosing the things that we hold on to. Choosing to hold on to the good feeling of having a crush, of being kind of excited, of talking to someone and, like, getting to know them and getting a little close. Like, holding on to that and not, you know, the disappointment of this imagined future that you may or may not have thought of, sort of letting that part go, holding on to the parts of your experience that you want to be highlighted, that you want to hold up. Yeah.
I like that.
Do you want, like, a sad song or, like, a moderately happier song?
Ooh. Shall we flip a coin? There's no coins.
There's no coins in here.
There's no coins. Oh no. What do we do? Let's hear a sad song. Tails.
Oh, that was Tails, so that works out.
Again, with the balance. Two options. What are we gonna hold on to?
Yeah.
And I like that the sunflowers are looking at him. Like, you are the center of your own universe, you know? You can't help but be the center of your own universe. We're in this bitch.
It's Susie's time.
It's
Susie's time.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I guess in a way, Stephen King is kind of like the extreme high of the album. And this song is called Dead Ringers.
Fuck yeah.
And it's sort of the low of the album. And I can talk about what inspired it after.
Ooh.
Okay. I've been sitting here wishing I was someone else, mentally or physically, I don't care. I watched Dead Ringers, and I just felt jealous because no one will ever care about me that much. And I'm fine till I feel ignored. I'm sick, so insecure, and I am my own worst enemy. I discard everybody. Sitting here trying to make you love me, and I know that I'm disgusting. I wish I could feel less guilty about hating myself. I wish that I could die just for a little while. And I've got so much to live for, but God knows it's so easy to ignore. I'll feel so old when it gets to me, and it'll get to me. Cut me open and fill me with formaldehyde so I can feel alive. Doll me up as best you can, and attach my hinges to strings and force my mouth to sing. I'll be your perfect little boy then.
Wow.
Susie. I just want to lie in bed in the fetal position and listen to that over and over again. That just, it speaks so strongly of just that feeling of like wanting to give up against other people's expectations and knowing you can't be what they want, but you just want so badly not to fight anymore. Tell me about this song.
Yeah. So this song was written after I watched the movie Dead Ringers by David Cronenberg. Which, spoilers for a 30-year-old movie. It's about twin gynecologists, and they both they develop a drug addiction, and then at the end one of them kills the other one doing surgery, and then they die. They're so heartbroken that they die. And there was some part of me that saw that and was like, nobody cares about me like that. And I was like, that's a fucked up thing to feel. I recognize, that's fucked up. That's really, sad. But yeah, I mean, I basically just I don't know. I recognized that feeling was there. And so I kind of wrote a song in that space. And then a few months later started antidepressants because I was like, I really need to go get help. And so yeah, this song does kind of come from that sort of place.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you feel like writing that song helped you process those feelings to a point where you're like, okay, I see it, gotta do something about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely I don't know. I think just kind of writing it, I surprised myself, just being man, do I really feel like this?
Mm-hmm.
And so kind of having to confront that and just really I don't know, work through it, but in a way that was still, I mean, I love playing the ending of that song. It's it's just a lot of fun. And especially live, our shows are purposefully very loud and very overwhelming, and so it's it's really cathartic to be able to just kind of rip into that and be surrounded by a bunch of people and mostly just recognize oh, that's toxic, I don't want somebody to feel that way about me. And so yeah, it's a song that I still hold on to and play just because I do feel it is a really just clear I don't know, distillation, I guess, of a lot of the issues that my songs tend to skirt around. Yeah, I feel that song's just really plain spoken and direct in a way that I will sometimes sort of try and veil with sort of metaphors or more poetic language or that kind of thing.
I mean, my favorite metaphor from this song, I had to write it down. Cut me up and fill me with formaldehyde so I can feel alive. I love your rhymes for that reason. Somehow they always hit me. Somehow the word that you choose to pair next, it hits me. Formaldehyde so I can feel alive. I'm like, whoa! That's such an image, and you feel it. I felt it in my chest. Right? You feel oh, you're being filled up and pumping it around. I think that it's stunning. I love that song. I love how you use your words, and I love recognizing that toxic feeling because we all fall into a place. I've been there sitting around just being oh wow, the thing that I want from other people is fucked, but all I want is that kind of love. You just wow. Susie, wow.
Yeah, thanks for, I don't know, thanks for giving me the space to talk about this. I would like to talk about, I realize this is technically because there's an album and we haven't really mentioned the album at all.
Yes, tell us everything about this album.
Yeah.
I know that it's like the hour of the show is up. There is no pre-show today. It's on a hiatus. So we're just going to keep going with Susie.
Yeah. Cool. Good.
Tell me all about this album.
Yeah. So the album, we have been recording it ourselves over the past couple of months. We still need to get, our keyboardist is currently out of the country. And so she was not able to track live with us. But the three of us, drums, bass, and guitar, all got together, and we recorded 10 songs. We still need keys on them. I still need to go back and finish like guitar overdubs and vocal overdubs and vocal takes and stuff like that. But that's
Chill House. Oh my God.
Chill House.
I love that.
Chill House. I'll text you. But
Tell me about the process of making an album.
yeah. Well, it's for me. We kind of started recording during a pretty bad time for me personally. And so I was not around for a lot of this setup. And I am extremely grateful for my bandmates. I'm extremely grateful we had an older local musician who provided us with a mixer, which is what allowed us to record, and who provided us with microphones, who helped us set everything up. He gave us sound blankets. He shared all of this equipment with us. It was extremely kind. And I'm very appreciative of him. Thank you, Keatsy Gun Money. Thank you to my bandmates. And so, yeah, they did a lot of that setup, and I really appreciate them for it. But a lot of it was just, we would meet up and like do, just like a few takes and kind of talk about it with ourselves. We tracked everything live, because that's just sort of like the language we're most familiar with as a band. And we knew these songs from a live perspective. We played a show February 29th of 2020.
I saw the poster for that. I was going to ask.
Yeah. We played right before everything shut down, and we were like really, that show was nuts. We were at our fucking peak. It was crazy. We just had all this energy, and everything stopped. And that hurt a lot. But recording was a nice way to kind of ease back in to stuff and be able to play with everybody. We recorded in a tiny room. Yeah, Celery Teeth and Schmutz.
Also
which
a fantastic name.
Yeah, I have news on that front, which I will get to in a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah, we recorded. We would wear masks while recording at first, and then slowly we all got vaccinated. Thankfully, we're all in Mississippi. I feel comfortable giving that out because you can Google it and figure it out pretty quick. We're in Mississippi. Mississippi opened up vaccinations for everybody very early compared to a lot of states. And so we were really fortunate in that regard. And yeah, we had a date in April that we needed to give the mixer back. And we recorded about 7 songs in the week before.
I love that.
Yeah. But I mean, it was really just a process of doing takes and then taking breaks and then just kind of figuring out doing takes and taking breaks, baby. Yeah. It was just kind of going back and forth until we all felt good about what we had done. And definitely for me, it's really easy to go back and do guitar and vocals. It's a lot harder to re-mic a drum kit. And so I definitely made sure that our drummer and our bassist felt a lot more confident in what they had done than if I felt a little iffy, like that's really easy for me to go back and do.
Mm-hmm.
What do you edit in? What do you produce your songs in?
And
are you producing it? Are you mixing it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
We're mixing it ourselves. I would like to shout out community member DP Snacks because I'm definitely going to be asking him all the fucking time for advice.
Yes.
DP's fucking got it.
Yes, and he's incredibly kind. He's actually building me a distortion pedal, which I'm really excited for. It's a clone of it. I had a pedal like it before, and it broke. It was too faulty for me to actually use. And he is building me another one, same circuit, same shit. I love him so much. I really appreciate him.
He's the best. He made a track for us also for the trivia show that we do on Fridays. He made the track that we use in every single show. It's just so nice.
He's amazing. The person who just commented, Toby's the name of the pedal. That's also our bassist, Trevor. Hi, Trevor. Hi, Trevor.
Trevor, you have the same last name as someone I went to high school with, and I did a lot of Googling to figure out if you were related to him. No, because something said where you were from, and it is not California.
Alice has a question about what kind of pedal is
it? It is a clone of an Earthquaker Devices pedal called the Acapulco Gold. It's meant to sound like this one specific amp that like a lot of like doom metal bands use. And I don't think it really sounds anything like that amp, but it does sound really good.
Oh my God, I love that. You know what's great is that the person who I thought you were related to also makes music. They're like also a musician. And I still have some of their tracks in my freaking playlists because I just started loving them in high school. Welcome, bassist. I'm so glad that you were able to make it and hear Susie talk up your freaking incredible band and your incredible collaboration.
Yeah.
Susie, you previewed, you snuck an information. Tell us about Schmutz.
Oh, yeah. So, well, this is more about Celery Teeth and Schmutz. So Schmutz is a band we played with. Great band, great local musician. And I had their songs stuck in my head. They only played like 3 or 4 shows before everything shut down. And I happened to be at the last 2. And, the last one was the one that we did together.
Yeah.
And I had the songs stuck in my head. Celery Teeth gets together to record. We're all like, man, like these Schmutz songs, like they're so fucking good. Like I've been singing them like this whole time. And so we decided we were going to kidnap, harass, and intimidate the Schmutz singer-songwriter, guitar player into playing music with us. And luckily, he just said yes. We didn't have to do any of that. So
by any means necessary.
We recently had our first little get together where we're all playing. I'm actually on bass this time. And Trevor, our bassist, is gonna be on guitar. So we swapped out. And I'm very excited about that. I played bass in a lot of bands when I was younger because everybody plays guitar and nobody plays bass. Mm-hmm. And so it's nice to be getting back to that and also still have this like Celery Teeth space where I get to play guitar and be super demanding and like everyone must do my songs justice.
I love that. What is that like directing a band? Is that how you would categorize it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say to some extent it's like directing, but also at a certain point it's kind of just like telling people, I don't know, I feel like I'm really just giving people directions, like I really feel like I'm just like pointing them in the right way, and then they kind of just go off and do it on their own, because I really like I don't like being super particular about parts. If there's certain, rhythms or accents I want people to hit, I'll be particular about that. Or if there's a certain style I'll bring that up. But I think it's kind of a dick move to really try and micromanage what other people do with their instruments. And so for me, the hard part is finding people who I enjoy their musical language enough to want to be in a band with them and want to hear what they do on my songs. I'm very lucky. Our keyboardist, Joy, is the best improvisational musician I have ever had the fortune of playing with. She, every single time we went out there with, guitar and violin, she improvised every time. Every song we did, she would never listen to them. She would just I would just start playing and she would follow along. And she did much the same with keyboards, which she had to learn. She had to learn how to improvise on keyboards. And it's insane that she did that for us. I feel so grateful that she did that for this band. And Trevor, our bassist, he bought a bass. He bought a bass for this band. And so it's definitely having other people around. I think for a long time it was me and a drummer, or, me and Joy, and that'd be it. And I think really getting a full fleshed out lineup was sort of the peak form of Celery Teeth, because it's a bunch of songs about being alone. And I love the irony of disproving that by having a full band.
Oh, I love that.
The album itself, as it exists as an album, it's its own statement. Independent of all of the statements in each of the songs. Susie, you're making art on art on art!
It's like a sandwich.
Yes! It is a Susie time sandwich. Can I slur it more? Susie, where would one find more of your music? And do you have a timeline for this album yet? Or will it, we know that it will happen eventually and that you're going to tell us? Because I will be so mad if you don't tell us.
I'll tell everyone. I'll scream it. I'll travel around the country. It's a tour, but the tour is just me standing on top of a building for an hour and saying that Celery Teeth now has an album. We will be coming to your town.
Yes!
It'd be amazing if it gets done by the end of the year, but I really don't want to rush it, and really, at this point, our biggest, I don't know when we're going to get those keyboard tracks on there. I don't know when she's going to have time. She's teaching English in another country. So,
that's a good job.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm so proud of her. So because of that, I have no clue. I have no clue when it could be done. But hopefully it will be done in a reasonable amount of time. If you would like to listen to more, you can look us up. We have one recorded set on YouTube. That's what I send to everybody. It's the ones that we have up on YouTube. If you look up Celery Teeth, it's the only result that's a band. And we also have an Instagram where we have 2 songs uploaded.
And it has you guys talking about it beforehand and after, which I frigging love.
Yeah. That was an accident. I meant to upload the version that was edited, and then I accidentally uploaded that one, and by the time I realized it, enough people had watched it that I felt awkward about taking it down. And trying to put the other one back up. And so, it's just a cute little moment. I don't think it's as embarrassing as I felt at that time.
No, I love it. It's so close.
I think it's great.
It reminds me more of the show experience too, because just getting to see the band talk between the songs and everything is so much fun.
And how it's not like vulnerable in the like there is a wound way. It's vulnerable in the like behold the art. Like welcome to the art. Like you're here with me in this art emotion space. Observe. I love it. Susie, do you have another song for us?
Oh, of course. I would love, I think I might want to have this be the last one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just so we can wrap it on up. But I do have one more song. This one's going to be a cover, but it's very in line with the band.
I am so
excited.
So excited.
Can you, like, pull a card again?
Absolutely,
yeah. We gotta...
Absolutely. I wasn't sure if you were ready, but behold, we got the judge.
Ooh.
Look at her. Look at her taking the sword of justice into her own hands. Look at her sassily showing off the scales behind her back where she can't see them. Why? Because she doesn't actually care what the scales say. This is about what Millie needs. This is about doing what you need for yourself. Taking that initiative, taking that knowledge that you are the judge, jury, and executioner of your own life, of your own experience.
Yeah, you are your own bribe line.
You are your own bribe line. The idea of justice, the idea of scales, of that there's a way that things should be, karma or whatever, that's bullshit. Throw that shit behind your back, pick up your sword, and do whatever the fuck you want. That's what I say. Oh, someone asked how my dad became a cop. He just took a test. He just took the cop test.
I assumed it happened similar to the documentary Police Academy with Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah, seriously. No, he had a buddy who was a cop, who was like, yo, we're gonna arrest the fuck out of you and your friend for selling so much cocaine. Like, stop. Or else we will arrest the fuck out of you.
Was that buddy able to make surprisingly convincing sound effects with his mouth?
Yes. But yeah, they stopped selling cocaine and then 6 months later decided to apply to be cops for fun. And my dad got in because ACAB, the system is fucked.
It's the coke to cop pipeline.
Oh my God, yes!
I would also like to agree with Joseph's comment and say that I also thought the card said the juice.
Ha!
And I'd also like to call out Joseph and say that he was the guitar player in my first band, No Race.
Oh,
so
cool.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Bye.
Fuck yeah. It does look like the juice.
The juice.
Oh my God, I love it. The juice, because she's got it. The juice. I don't know. Isn't that like OJ?
Yeah, because OJ
yeah.
juice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, not that. Freaking amazing. Susie, do you have the final song for us?
I do. This is a cover of Motion Picture Soundtrack by Radiohead. That's one of the few covers Celery Teeth does, not Motion Picture Soundtrack, but Radiohead in general. Me and the drummer especially are big Radiohead fans. So, yeah, here's the last song. Red wine and sleeping pills help me get back to your arms. Cheap sex and sad help me get back where I belong. I think you're crazy. Maybe I think you're crazy. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop sending letters. Letters always get burned. It's not like the movies. They put us on the little white hearts. I think you're crazy. Maybe I think you're crazy. Maybe I will see you in the next life. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so
my God.
much.
Thank you so much, Susie. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, everyone who joined us and listened to this brilliant musician, Susie. Who, in 10 years, who do you want to be interviewing you? You're going to redo this show, but with like famous people, like on the TV. TV doesn't happen anymore, but tell me the future.
Listen, y'all. Okay? Everybody's coming up. I don't know. I can't think of a famous person I would rather talk to.
Oh,
Susie,
thank you so much.
you are the sweetest person.
Yeah.
Everyone, look out for Celery Teeth. You're going to see it in the plugs thread. You're going to see it on their Instagram. Follow them. Google them. Celery Teeth. That's what they're called. This has been Susie's time on We Are Trash People. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us. Susie, do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, if you want to help me pay my rent, hit me up.
Help Susie
Susie.
pay her rent. You all just listened to an incredible fucking concert. You know you would have had to pay like at least $15. At least $15 to get into this fucking concert. Okay? Mm-hmm. So hit Susie up. Pay her rent. Susie's time is the best time. Plugs, join us on Friday at midnight on the Radio Free Multiverse.
Midnight East Coast.
Midnight East Coast, 9 p.m. West Coast. For some trivia, for multidimensional trivia. And
After Planet Scum Live on the Discord for the Planet Scum after party.
the after party. Heck yes. With Susie's time.
Good night and
good
good climb.